Hello, wonderful people, and welcome back to another night of My Life Has Destiny podcast. I have been anticipating the night. Why? Because I know that there's a stirred up word in this one down on the bottom of the screen. Okay, I have been waiting. I am super excited. I am elated to see what she is going to say because I tell y'all something, the title was it for me. So, Quint, what you got for the folks?
We just gonna get started. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Cause I'm waiting on the word. I want to hear the word.
Listen, ain't no need of dragging it out, right?
Right.
We finna get rolling.
Hmm.
All right. So wonderful people. I welcome none other than Miss McCory. Of course, I'm not gonna prolong the word on tonight, but y'all see that the topic of the night is what? We are talking about the press. So for those of y'all that don't know, y'all already know that the press is something. Sometimes the press can be hard. Sometimes we don't want to get up to make the press. Sometimes we don't want to press at all. But how many know that the press is necessary,
Hmm.
right? So tonight, I don't know where she coming from. Don't ask me no questions. All I got to say is get your notepads, take some notes, and listen. All right. So the floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everybody. It's been a while since I've spoken, so bear with me. I'm just happy that I have a full voice and that you all can hear me and understand me.
Yes.
That in itself is worth a shout. Y'all might have to give me a second
Amen.
because I might get up and do a little shout. But
All right now.
Listen.
the title of my thing is called Pressing for Your Purpose with a subtitle Pressing with a Purpose. um, it's necessary to be able to do both. Let me give you a little bit of my testimony. I don't look like what I have been through.
Come on
Um,
here.
Amen.
I am currently in between homes. I'm going to put it like that. I've experienced not one, not two, but three house fires.
Hmm.
All three I made it out of. All three my children made it out of.
Amen.
The first one, I was literally sleeping because I'm an asthmatic. It took them a while to wake me up. So it could have went another way, but all three were electrical, and all three I made it out of successfully. I may have lost a few things, but I didn't lose my mind and I didn't lose my press in the
Come on
midst
Amen.
here.
of it all. Um, yes, I'm in between homes, but God has still provided a roof over my head. He still provided food in my belly, and He still provided clothes on my back. May not be my original clothes, but I'm still clothed. Not
That's right.
not just physically clothed, but I'm clothed in the word.
Come
Hmm.
on here.
Without the word, there would be no sanity whatsoever, especially experiencing three house fires. Um, Another thing, I have two beautiful children. My son was born 3 months early. He only weighed 2 pounds.
Jesus.
I had him when nobody else was in the waiting room. But when the doctor told me to push, irregardless to me feeling like, but it wasn't time. It was God's timing. So I still had to push. I
Come
had
on
to
here.
push with an understanding that God not only had my back, but He had my son's back. My son was born not on the breathing tube, no loss of oxygen. He only had the flow oxygen. He did not have to be intubated whatsoever. He spent 3 months in the hospital. They told me he had a hole in his heart, and I told them, don't touch him. He will be healed because my God said healed. He had a hernia. They said, well, we can't let him go until he gets that hernia repaired. And I still said, don't touch him because the God I serve said he will be released from here whole. He was
Come on
born,
here.
but he will be released from here whole. They told me that all of these problems, he would have seizures and everything else. But I told them the God I serve said, not so. What happened to my son? He got home, sent home the day before Mother's Day, not on
Amen.
oxygen, breathing all on his own, not on any machines, no hole in his heart. Nothing was wrong with him whatsoever.
Amen.
Was sent home without a problem. If you can't tell me the press isn't necessary, I had to,
Yes.
as a mother, I had to press on his behalf because he couldn't press for himself because he was still learning how to survive outside of the womb. So if
Amen.
Oh,
I
yeah.
let go of my press, then where will my son be? If
That's
Come
I
on
right.
let
here.
my press, then where will my children be? If I
Hmm.
let go of my press, then how are my children going to be able to survive in this world if they weren't given any type of foundation to learn how to press? The press,
Amen.
the press is going to hurt sometimes. The press is
Come
going to
on
cause
here.
pain sometimes. The press is going to be confusing. The press is going to be frustrating. But the press is necessary for the promise.
Yes, it is.
Come on here.
A promise without the press. The olives have to be pressed to get to the oil. If you
Come
don't
on here, ma'am.
olives, you can't get to the oil. The
Hmm.
coal has to be pressed and heated to get to the diamonds. If you don't go through the pain, if you don't go through the pressure, if you don't go through the, well, what about me, God? How are you going to get to your promise? If you get weak and weary, I don't care. You still press
That's
regardless.
it.
You
That's
press
it.
through the pain. You press through the what if. I press and don't know where I'm going to lay my head on the very next night, but you wouldn't know because that's not going to take the joy from me.
That's
At
right.
Come on here.
I press. I work in a school district. I'm out of work right now, but not one night since the fire have I had to sleep in a vehicle or a shelter.
Come on
I
here.
understand how people confuse or misconstrue that the press isn't necessary. The press is necessary for my testimony because my testimony is not for me. My testimony is for somebody else that's about to go through the same storm
Come
that
on
feels like
here.
not going to be able to make it through this. That's going to feel like, well, I'm a single mother. How can I make it through the storm all on my own? And I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this, I don't have that. You want to know how you gonna make it? With your press.
Come on here.
Yes.
If you don't press, where you gonna be?
Mm,
If
mm,
you don't
mm.
press, then how do you get to the next level? If
Come
you
on.
press, how do you get to the next chapter? If you don't press and you're steady saying, God, I want more, I want more, I want more, but he's saying, can you endure the press?
Mm,
Can
mm,
you
Come
mm.
endure
on.
the can you endure the pressure? Can you really handle all that I'm about to put on you? Are you
Mm.
ready for it?
Come
Let's
on.
ask that question. Are you really ready for whatever God has in store? Because when you gave God a yes, you don't get to put stipulations on your yes. Your
Come
yes
on
is
here.
however he chooses to use you, it's a yes. When he chooses to use you, it's a yes. Where he chooses to use you, it's a yes. You cannot. We want to go to God when we want something, but we don't want to go to God in the midst of the trials and the tribulations just to
Mm.
say thank you and that you made me. You allowed me to get through this. You are allowing me to get through this. I am still in my right mind. I am a person that has survived not one stroke, two with both of my children. You would never know because absolutely nothing in this world is going to take my joy away. And I don't care how bad the press is. I don't
Come
care
on
how
here.
much weight is put on me. I don't care how many trials and tribulations I go through because it's necessary. The press is necessary. The
Mhm.
press is necessary. I don't
Yeah.
care what it look like. The press is necessary. I don't care what your family tell you. Why you doing this? Why you still believing in God and he got you through this storm? Why would I not believe in him? He got me
Mm,
through the last one and the one before that and the one before that and the ones that's coming after this. He gonna
mm,
get me through it.
mm.
So why am I going to pull away from God when he
Come
has
on.
never pulled away from me? He
That's
That
has
right.
part.
let me down. He has never not had my back. When I didn't have my own back, God had my back.
Come
When I
on.
let myself down, God never let me down. When the friends
Mhm.
that I thought that I could call and depend on in the midst of my storm that said, well, Nacori, if you need anything, call me and let me know. Trust me, I didn't call a few and I ain't got a response back yet, but it's okay because everything is your storm has steps. You got to
Come
go
on.
through
Mhm.
in your storm. You can't halfway go through the storm because you're gonna miss some steps. The steps is necessary. But
That's
when
right.
I can't depend on man, when I shouldn't be dependent on man, God has never left me. When I'm trying to figure out, but God, I'm watching everybody else get a house. I'm
Mm,
watching everybody else work in the field that they really want to work in. You know what God keeps telling me? Press.
mhm.
Press. You'll get to exactly where I need you to be. Press. You'll get to get exactly what it is that you've been praying for. Press. You're steady seeking me. So because of your seeking, it's in your seeking that God gives you what you've been praying for. It's in your seeking where God gives you what you need. It's in your seeking where God gives you what you want. It's in your seeking. If you don't seek him, you're not getting nothing. You can't
Come
keep
on.
using God and letting it be a one-sided relationship. And then when he don't give you what you want, you got attitude and you won't go back to him. You got to press. You got to
Come on.
press. And it don't feel good. Press. Press when people getting on your nerves. Press. Press when your children are steady asking, asking, asking. And you know, God, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. You still press. Press when you keep getting a no from every realtor saying, well, no, the property is not available. No, well, you don't meet this requirement. Press. Because you want to know what? The very next time y'all probably see me, I'm going to be dangling keys to say, but guess what? I pressed. I stayed in a
Come
hotel
on here.
after hotel room, places I didn't want to be at, people I had to ask for stuff, and they might have just genuinely had it. But because I pressed and I didn't give up, guess what? Keys is going to be mine. Because you pressed and didn't give up, that job is going to be yours.
Come
Because
on.
you pressed and didn't give up, that healing is yours. That press is your obedience. Your abundance is connected to your obedience. If you're not obedient to God, you're not going to get what you've been praying for. It's just not gonna happen. I don't care how you really think, well, God just loves me oh so much and he's just gonna give it to me because I'm his favorite child. And not, it's not gonna happen. You gotta press. You gotta press. Your press is probably necessary for your children's healing. Your press may be necessary for your mother or your father's healing. Your press is not necessarily meaning that you're gonna get the new house or the new car, but it's called mental clarity. If you don't have it, trust me, when you lose it, you begging God, please just give it to me. I don't care about nothing else. I just want to be sane again, God. I just still want to be in my right mind, God. I don't need all the money, the house.
Children.
I just want to have my right mind. I still just want to walk with you and not be swatting at invisible flies because I have lost my ever loving mind. God, just give me peace. Every blessing is not tangible. Sometimes you just
Come
need
on
peace.
here. Come on here.
It's not I want the new Cadillac truck because I think I look good in it. Some of the major blessings that you're gonna receive is gonna be peace, it's gonna be clarity, it's gonna be understanding, it's gonna be freedom, it's gonna be some non-tangible things that you can put in your hand, but they're gonna be necessary for you to be able to live day by day. If
Come
you
on.
don't press, where are you going to be? If you don't have a purpose for your press, where are you going to land? If you don't press and you don't have, even if when you don't have the energy, God got it, lean on him. Even if you don't have the answers, you don't need to because you said you trust God. He got all the answers. What are we really honestly worrying about? God said that he has us. So if you trust that he has you, what you afraid of? What are you
Come
scared
on
of?
here.
What are you
That
worried
part.
about? What do you
Mm.
figure out a plan for? God has a plan. The only thing that you need to be praying is God, let your plan unfold.
Come
God,
on.
ordain my steps that I don't step out of line and I get out of line and I mess up my purpose. Because a lot of times we don't be obedient. A lot of times we don't like the fact that when you cooking a real good meal, sometimes you got to put it in a crock pot and you got to let it cook overnight. That's one of the best roasters that you're ever going to taste. But if you don't sit there and let it roast, let God do what he got to do. Remove some things, remove some people, add some things, add some people. Sometimes he got to move some stuff out the way. But if you just in the way, get your hand out the pot. Stop touching things when God told you, I let that go. Remove it. Because if you don't have a purpose for your press, if you do not continue to press, you're going to continue to go through the same tests until you pass the same trials until you pass the test. Do you want to continue to fail the test? Do you want to continue to go through it over and over and over and over again? Or do you want to learn your lesson and move on to the next thing? Because I don't know about y'all, when I was in school and the teacher gave me an exam, I only wanted to do that exam one time. Please don't tell me I failed, and please don't tell my mom I failed because I'm going to be in trouble. I just want to
Come
go through
on.
these life lessons. I want to go through these life tests one time and one time only so I can move on to the next one. I want to be an example to children that if you obedient to God, he going to carry you through everything you're going to go through. If you are
Mm.
obedient to God, life going to get hard, but he is never going to let you go. If you are
Mm.
obedient to God and not worried about what man got to say, because trust me, I've gone through the phases of well, what if they have to say about this, or what if they don't like me, or what if they feel like I'm not really called to do this? I went through that for too many years. For 13 years I didn't have a voice. I recently just got it back. 13
Jesus.
years. Third part of that 13 years of no voice was fear, because I allowed man to put fear in my mind and fear in my heart. I allowed that to happen. But when I finally said yes, when I finally said, okay, God, I'm going to do it. When I finally said, I'm not worried about nobody else in their opinion, it was some things that was released unto me. Even though in the midst of my storm right now, you don't understand how blessed I really am. Because again, I still got my right mind, and I lost a long time ago. A long
Yes.
time ago. Long time ago. Y'all don't understand. I've lost my father at the beginning of my senior year of high school. He was killed unexpectedly. I could have lost my mind then. I could have lost my mind then. I'm a single parent. I could have lost my mind then, but I pressed with a purpose. I'm oppressed with a purpose until I no longer have breath in my lungs. I'm
Come
oppressed
on.
with a purpose, no matter who has anything. I'm oppressed with a purpose because God gave me an assignment. Press.
That's
What you
right.
gonna do? You gonna press or you're not gonna press? You gonna have a
Mm,
purpose or you're not gonna have a purpose? You on
mm,
your assignment or you're not gonna get on your assignment? Because if
that's
you
right.
don't do your assignment, I'd have moved you out the way and get an assignment to somebody else. And then
Amen.
you just in the wait, you back in the waiting room, you back to waiting, you back to call my number, guy. I'm ready. Put me up, put me on the flow, coach. You steady waiting. But when it was your turn, when God said go, you hesitated. So since you hesitated and he gave it to somebody else, get to the back of the line. Are you willing
Mm.
to endure all of over again? Is it really worth it? Or is your obedience more powerful than your fear? What are you allowing to have control over your mind? Who are you allowing to have control over your mind? Other people's words, they always say sticks and stones may break my bones, will never hurt me. I guarantee you remember everything somebody ever told you
Mhm.
because it's stuck in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So are you gonna allow those words to words are a seed. The seed is the
That
Mm-hmm.
garden.
part.
So are we
That
gonna
part.
fertilize the word? Are we going to continue to water it and let the negativity grow? Or are you going to say, wait a minute, this seed is a bad seed. Let me chunk this out my fertilizer and put a new seed in and let it grow and let it manifest and let it be what God needs it to be? Or are you going to allow people to have mind control of you? That's part of your obedience. If you're continuing to press, then what are we doing? The question for tonight, because I said I'm not going to be before y'all really, really long, but the question for
Oh,
Uh-oh.
it is freezing. Y'all already
is your
know.
pressing simply important to you? That's the devil. He don't want me to say something. That's the devil messing with the Wi-Fi. As somebody that's supposed to get out of here was going
Mm.
against me today, but he thought I was going to run from it. He thought I was going to run from assignment. He thought this morning I didn't have a voice, but then I woke up and I went for a little walk and had a conversation with God and said, not so, because you said that I can have my voice and it can be strong. So that's
Yes.
exactly what we going to do. We in the midst of me saying what God told me to say, we also gonna tell the devil his plan ain't working. So if you thought that you was gonna mess with my Wi-Fi and it was gonna discourage me and you was gonna stop me from saying what God told me to say, it's gonna happen. It's time.
Yes.
The plans work before, but baby, I'm coming out on fire and not settling down.
Yes.
Period. So the devil, go on about your business and go play with somebody else, not on this one.
That's
Now
right.
back to what I was saying. Is it necessary for you? Your pressing, is it important to you? Is your pressing, are you gonna do it even though that it hurts? Are you gonna continue to press even though it don't feel good? Or are you gonna give in to the pain? Because
Mm.
the pain is necessary. When we in labor, we gotta go through the pain. The pain,
Yes.
never had children. I don't think you really understand that pain feels like your insides is gonna rip all the way out, but it's necessary because your children was your promise. The pain that
Mm-hmm.
you're going through right now, the storm that you're going through right now is necessary because there's a promise on the end of that. But are you willing to go through it? Are you willing to go through your trials and tribulations? Or are you going to give in and say, not today? Are you going to give in and say, well, God, that's a little bit too hard. Pass it on to somebody else. Tomorrow, not promised. The next 2 minutes is not promised. The next month is not promised. The next year is not promised. So what you going to do? You going to jump or no? You going to press or no? You going to move forward or no? What we doing? Because this is not the season to have fear. This is not the season to have worry. This is not the season to second guess yourself. This is not the season to allow anything that's not of God to be in your world, in your life, in your heart, in your soul, in your family, in your children, in nothing. What are we doing? Question of the night. You pressing with a purpose or you not? Because if you're not, it's some people that's willing to get on the front line and do it. Hopefully it's you. Hopefully you take on your assignment and you let fear go and you do what you got to do. But as far as for me in my house, as far as me and those that God has ordained, the friendships and the relationships, we gonna serve the Lord.
Yes.
Amen.
For you to be fearful. This is a bold season. This is a season that you got to step out and you got to do it. This is a season, if you got to do it by yourself, you got to do it. This is a, if God gave you a podcast idea, don't know who that's for, but if God gave you a podcast idea, get to writing it down. Waking you up out your dreams and giving you directions. I don't care if it doesn't make sense to you in this moment. Get to writing it down. If God has given you a ministry, because every ministry is not inside of a church wall. The church folks is already in the church. We need to get the people that's not in the church into the church, into having a relationship with God. If God gave you a ministry and if he's giving you the directions for it, he's going to make provisions to make it happen. Step out on faith and do it. If God is telling you, talk to the stranger that's on the street because nobody has told them today that they're loved, then you do it. Because I love you will save somebody's life. Will save somebody's life. I just wanted to give you a hug because that's what God told me to do. Will save somebody's life. That will potentially stop somebody from ending their life. Are you willing to be obedient? We letting fear go. We're letting doubt go. We're letting anything. My shirt says, I am healed. I'm healed. I'm healed from asthma. I'm healed from bronchitis. I'm healed from depression. I'm healed from anxiety. I'm healed from doubt. I'm healed from worried. I'm not just the only one healed. Somebody else needed that reminder.
Oh God. Come on, Henley Jesus. Go ahead.
Somebody else needed that reminder. I don't care what the doctor told you on today. They could have called you at 7:45, right? And said, well, Mr. or Mrs., I need to report some bad news to you. Guess what? God has the final say. So you need, because this is not the shirt I was going to wear today. I couldn't even find what I was looking for today. So somebody needed the reminder. You are healed. You're not just physically you're healed, but you're mentally healed. You're emotionally healed. You are healed, flat out healed. And we're not going back to pick up the illness. You don't throw food in the trash and then go get it out the dumpster and eat it again. So we're not going back to the dumpster and picking up nothing that God told us that we have been delivered from. But that's also part of your press. You got to let go of what you got to let go, and you got to let go of who you got to let go. I don't care how much you love them, because if they were God ordained to your life, they would not be bringing no turmoil, no anger, no frustration, no pain, no nothing. Let them go so you continue to press. I don't care if you got to be in this season by yourself. Isolation is not punishment. Sometimes isolation is necessary for God to get a word straight to you and not through nobody else.
That's right.
Means he got to sit you down because it was too many distractions in the world. It was too many distractions around you, and he needed to get something directly to you, and you was in your own way. So he had to put you off to the side. He's not punishing you. He's downloading things into you. He's pulling some things out of you. He's allowing you to unlearn and relearn some things that you needed to learn, but that's also still a part of your press. Are you willing to go through the isolation to get to your? Because in the isolation, it's lonely. In the isolation, you feel like, well, God, I just want to talk to my friends. In isolation, you feel like, but I just want a girls' night. In isolation, it might be, God, I just want to talk to my boo thing. But God said, not so, not right now, because I need you all by yourself, to yourself, for you to hear for yourself. Question again, you ready to press? You ready to press? When you in a car and your gas light come on and you know how many miles it takes to get to the next gas station, you keep pressing till you get to the gas station. So we gonna push that or make that into spiritually. Your gas light is on. You gonna press to get to God, or you just gonna stop on the side of the road?
Mm, mm, mm.
What is it that you're going to do? Make a decision today, because you're not going to, this might be your only chance to give God another true yes. You're going to give it
Mm.
an hour, you're going to wait it out, because at this point you might be pushed all the way back to the end of the line. Is it worth it? Do you have a purpose for your press?
Mm.
Are you pressing with purpose? We in the labor delivery. Our number has been called. You ready to get out the waiting room? Are you waiting to go into your,
Ooh.
because you can get a room where they have you sharing rooms with somebody else, but are you ready to get in your own personal private room that was just designed just simply for you, that has everything that you need, has everything that you've been praying for? Are you ready for your number to be called? Because God said you up next. Press with a purpose. That's all I got.
Ooh.
Wow. 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 Wow.
uh, y'all don't understand. First of all, he touched on some stuff that she had no clue about because she was nowhere. I didn't even know Nakori the night that I did the show called The Waiting Room.
Mm.
Okay. And she touched on stuff that came from the show called The Waiting Room. Then on top of that, first of all, what I need everybody in the comment section to do for me after the show is over tonight, I need y'all to go on Facebook and just put hashtag press.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Hashtag press. That's what I need for y'all to put on the screen when we get out of here on y'all Facebook page. Hashtag press. Right? But when she was talking, when she said depression is no longer for me, what I thought about was if you break the word depression apart and you rearrange
Mm-hmm.
some of the letters, it says I press on. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
I think that some people really don't understand. You really don't get it. Exactly what God is really, really trying to do. We think that depression is forever. No, it's not. First of all, it's a spirit. It's a
Mm-hmm.
spirit. All mental issues are a spirit. Let's just go there. Right? And they can all be undone. Okay. And so at the end of the day, you do not have to be medicated. You don't have to self-medicate. If you want to medicate on the word and try it.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
See where it gets you. Because I can promise you that's a medication that won't give you side effects.
None.
Amen.
Okay. That's a medication that you don't have to worry about what's going to happen to you later because
Mm-hmm.
it's already been written, right? And so at the end of the day, understand this that the fight can go anyway, but your victory is fixed.
That's it.
And so as long as you know that your victory is fixed, you always stay ready to fight. No matter what the enemy throw at you, no matter what he throw to you, no matter what comes your way, you always stay ready to fight because you know in the end the victory is yours either way,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you just got to be ready to stand up for the fight. If you run from everything that's thrown at you, what are you going to get from it? You can't
Oh,
run from what God is calling you to because it's always going to come back and slap you in the face.
Every time.
Think about it. Every time, all of us that have tried to run from our calling, every time we tried to run, I don't care how far, how long, how hard you tried to run, it slapped you in your face every time you tried your hardest to turn away from it. And you found yourself doing what you was called to do, even in your sin.
Mm-hmm.
Look, this is what I love and what I keep hearing. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Through her entire testimony, through the fire, both, she stood. Through her son being born prematurely, she stood. She could have went by what the doctors were saying, but she said, no, that ain't what God said. God said this. God said he's not gonna have a hole in his heart. God said he gonna be whole.
That's
God
right.
said he not gonna have
His
seizures.
word.
God said. She stood. God said, I'm gonna have my voice. I'm going to have my voice. I have something to speak on that people need to hear. I'm going to have. So I'm standing on your word. Not only did she stand, she gave him his word back. She didn't fall for anything.
Sure did.
No matter what she was going through, when she going through some stuff, y'all, she stood. She
That's
remained. She fought and she trusted God. And God came through every single time. There was not one time that he let her down. She could have even said, I don't know how I'm gonna do this show. I know I committed, but I got this, and this going on. And she got some good reasons why she could have canceled. She got some excellent reasons. But
first of all, she didn't hesitate when I asked her.
that part,
No.
She didn't hesitate when I asked her.
that part. She did what she needed to do, and I commend you because there was times I had to do the show from a hotel room because I was homeless. And nobody didn't know it, but I did it. My sister knew I was going through some stuff, but I stood on this word. I didn't get depressed. Why? When I know God is in complete control, when I know exactly what he's going to do, when I know he's going to take care of me, when I know this is a humbling state because my ladder is greater than my past.
Listen,
I thank God for
You
you.
know, you know why I hesitate, Coco? Because somebody else needed a reminder
That's
that
right.
even in the midst of
Mm.
your storms, your trials, your tribulations, in the midst of some of the hardest chapters of your life, I don't have a choice but to keep fighting.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
listen,
I love it. Oh my God.
listen.
You about to make me cry, and I don't even like
It
tears.
did it kicked right after she said it. I
Right.
tell you, listen. This little
I,
bugger boy.
I
Hmm.
the phone last night for the longest. I had your name pulled up in the inbox and everything. Like, Coco, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I committed to it, but it's a lot going on, and I don't know if I can do this. I was out doing other stuff. I had a time set that I was supposed to be back. I was running late. I couldn't find my shirt. I couldn't find my lip gloss. If you know me, you know I always got on lashes. Guys, it's time to get uncomfortable because
That's
you're always
it.
so well put together. You're always want to make sure that you look a particular way, but God said in your discomfort, it's gonna give somebody else.
Come
Ooh,
on
you
here.
better preach.
So
Listen.
I didn't have a choice. I didn't have before when the Wi-Fi started, I was like, okay, God, that's my excuse. I'm not about to go to live. I don't care. The Wi-Fi not where I'm gonna just inbox Coco like, well, it was nothing that I could do. Sorry, girl, I tried. But you see, I didn't move three different locations. No, not today, devil. We could you whoever were, it wasn't even just the fact of whoever else get this. I needed to get this for myself.
That's
Right.
I
it.
to be able to do this to to be able to say, Nakori, okay, you can do this.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay, this is what God has called you to do, and you can't
Hmm.
run no more. It's a reason when Coco inboxed you. I'm pretty sure when you hit send, but right as soon as you hit send, I have responded back like, yes, I will do this. What day you want me to do this? Because I am there without hesitation, without letting fear set in, because it was not just necessary for somebody else, but this was necessary for me. If didn't
Yes.
nobody else log in or waited to the replay. This was necessary. This was personal. This press personal. Trust me, tell you. And I'm probably gonna get off of here and cry like a whole baby.
Look,
I'm trying to be hard because I don't really cry like that. But Lord, this press was personal.
look, I don't even think tears is natural, but
Listen,
you about to make me cry over here for real.
but this is what y'all don't understand. Just last week, when she was on LHG show, she had no voice.
None.
She had no voice. The Lord told me to tell her something before we got off the show, and I told her what he said. Her voice is what I said is what's going on with her voice right now. That's why when she came in, I was like, "What? We got a full voice. Come on here, God." Like she had, when I say she had no voice and she ain't had no voice every time she has been on LHG show. Not a voice at all.
No.
And I promise you, when I heard her talk full spectrum tonight, I was like, yes, come on here, come on through, God. That's what you said. And he did it. And he did it.
That's what he promised. When you told me, Nakori, the voice is coming back and it's coming back full force and it's not going back away after that. I didn't have no fear in my body. I said, okay, God, because it was necessary for me to go through that little trial and no voice. Because baby, when I got it back, y'all not gonna be able to shut me up.
That's it, right there.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it.
I don't. If he tell me stop somebody in Myers and I'm on my way to go get some bread and he say go give him what I just told you to give him, I'm gonna say kids have to double back and get the bread later because I gotta go do my assignment. And because
there you go. There you go.
They're not going to be walking in fear because I decree and I declare they not going to have fear, period.
Right.
What God has called them to do is what they going to do. And because of the way that they're continuing to walk in this, that's going to give them the strength to say, but my mama did it. But my mama showed.
We got a question. So the question says, obedience is in abundance. Abundance is in obedience. So when you are lacking, is it possible you are still not being obedient?
It's possible that you're not being obedient, but it's also possible that in that chapter of your life, the overflow of abundance is not what is destined to be. You may have everything that you want, but you might not have everything that you need. Your abundance is not always tied to you have a plethora of money. Your abundance is not always tied to you have the newest car or the newest clothes, or you have a $600 sew-in wig or weave, or your nails is always done. Abundance comes with clarity. Abundance comes with mental strength. Abundance comes with a better understanding of things. You're still in God's will, but sometimes we got to go through a little bit of a storm. You don't appreciate when you have everything if you didn't have to work to get what you got.
Yes.
Right.
You don't appreciate the overflow if you've never experienced staying in a hotel room and trying to figure out how you're going to pay for the next night.
That part.
You have to go through with that. You have to have a little bit of not complete lack, but you gotta not have everything that you want all the time. It doesn't mean that you're not still in God's will. It just means that in that chapter, in that day, in that time, a little bit of lack is necessary. But if you're being disobedient, God is going to take that abundance away, and you're going to have to work, and you're going to have to work to get it back. Because stuff that was easy to get the first time, it might not be so easy the next time. It's a circumstantial answer. But in all times, you got to stay in God's will. In all times, you got to seek Him. In all times, you have to follow what He tells you to do. You may feel like you are lacking, but you still have a roof over your head. You still have transportation. You still have food. You're still in your right mind. You're not, as my great grandma used to say, you're not in a pine box and you're not tied up in nobody's hospital.
That part.
Right. And too, you got to understand too, just to kind of piggyback off of some of the parts that she said. Being obedient is good, but if you are pursuing the wrong things in your so-called obedience, that'll cause you that. And so you also got to look at what you pursue and what you seeking after while you being obedient.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could throw everything that you working hard for off by pursuing the wrong stuff.
That's right.
If you still going outside of his will, seeking the wrong thing, that's still technically not being all the way obedient.
That part.
And because a lot of things that you seek sometimes may not be his will for you. It's your want, but it ain't his will.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to know that as well. A lot of times, the Bible tells us not to pray amiss, right? And so when you go to pray for a thing, are you praying God's will or are you praying your wants?
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying, God, if this thing be your will for me, then do it? Or are you just saying, God, you know my heart?
And is it selfish or is it for others? Who's benefiting from it? Is it just you?
But how many times do we want something or we feel like we should have something? But how many times do we ever go to God and say, is it okay with you, God? Is it in your plans? Is this what you
Right.
want me to do? Is you not want me to do? Is this who you want me to talk to? Is this not who you
Right.
don't want to talk to? Is this how you want me to parent? Is it, do you want me to go another way? Is this how you want me to be a wife? Is this how you want me to be a husband? Is this how you want me to pastor? Is this how you want me to evangelize? We don't ever really go, we tell God our plan, but we don't never ask God what's his plan.
His plan. That's it. That's it. You got somebody in the comment section that said, can you repeat what you said your grandmother said?
My grandmother said, my great grandmother, who we used to call Medea, where I was raised in Madison, Mississippi, outside of Jackson, Mississippi, where they still got red dirt and one stoplight. She used to say, either you not in a pine box and you not tied up in somebody's hospital bed. You not dead and you not sick in a hospital fighting for your life. So as long as you still got breath in your body, you still have a chance to press.
That's
As long
it.
as you are still in your right mind, you still have a moment to press. As long as you still got the activity of your limbs, you still have a moment to press. You're not in a pine
Mm-hmm.
box. We're not standing over your grave throwing flowers and dirt in and saying, I wish I could have, should have when she was alive. You are not in a
Mhm.
hospital. You're not in a mental institute. You're not heavily sedated and medicated and out your mind. You are still yet, as the old folks say, you yet living. So
That's it.
while you yet living, you better yet press.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Somebody said you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because he gonna laugh at them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's what he
yeah.
gonna do.
That's like telling your mama what you gonna do as a kid, and she didn't tell you what you really gonna do. And then reality, she really wanted to tell you something else, but because she still loved the Lord and she got a good relationship with him, she told you, "Gonna get out my face about to do."
Listen, it ain't even that. It's just like you telling God no when he told you something.
Crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Like no. So what?
Are you crazy? I still love you, girl, but what is going on?
That's like
God,
you telling God no. He looking at you like,
Mm-hmm.
did you just tell me no? Yeah,
Lord, you know your daughter.
and he
You
gonna
know,
do it.
not today. I don't feel like it, God. I'm tired. You know, I'm going to just lay right here for a few seconds, okay?
that's like
Like
telling
I called you to do such as it. No, you didn't.
or telling him I went to church service last week. I don't want to go again this time. And he said, look, you got 20 minutes to get your dress, your stockings, your slip. That's a whole nother conversation.
Oh, Father. Listen.
Gird your loins and get yourself in that car going on to service. Okay. You
Mm-hmm.
can't tell God no. Because
Yeah.
he might let you get away with that no. But in the
Mm-hmm.
midst of getting away with that no, you better understand his plan's still gonna unfold.
That's
Right.
it.
You
And,
know,
and,
say
and see, don't be one of them that he said, I told you I need you to get up and go to such and such. You say no. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. He gonna bring it
Mm-hmm.
to you. Because you didn't want to get up and go to it, so he gonna bring it to you.
I
Okay?
said, God, if you give me my voice again, then I'm gonna stop running because I didn't know what you didn't call me to do. I didn't know. I used to sing and sing my heart out, and I lost my voice. I know what you called me to do. You give me my I'm not one of these little kids that be like, well, or one of these people, God, if you let me lose 10 pounds, I'm not going to eat no cake no more. No, God, I said, if you give me, I'm not being quiet. That's what I mean.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
don't
So
care
you
if
ain't gonna eat no cake no more. Let somebody offer it. Let somebody offer. You
let
think you
somebody,
being slick by just licking the icing. No, you still ate the cake.
let
Come
somebody
on
call. They got a German chocolate cake. Come pick up a slice. I'm on my way.
here.
God, you're going to have to fix
Listen,
it.
okay, so you got somebody that said, okay, this is from Miss Betty Baker. She said, what school did you attend in Mississippi? She got family there.
I didn't attend school there. I went there every single summer. Literally, I begged my mama at the week before school went out, take me to Mississippi and literally drop me off. Like, I don't want no toys. I don't care about no friends having my phone number. I just want to go down there, sit on the swing on the porch with my sweet tea and talk to my Medea about when she used to pick cotton and really experience life. So I didn't go to school down there, but my family is from Jackson, Mississippi and Madison, Mississippi. That's where my mother's side is from. If the Lord allows it, when my son or my daughter graduates high school, I'm going back down there and I'm staying. That's where y'all can find me.
Okay, y'all
Yeah,
heard it.
that's where I'm going. Wait,
Listen,
these up northern
ain't been-
folks, I love y'all.
this is one of them nights that she made y'all night short tonight.
Yes.
I ain't got nothing. I'm not coming behind that. You know,
Neither.
we gonna get a benediction, but before we get a benediction, she gonna tell y'all how to find her. Okay, she gonna tell y'all what she do and all that good stuff. She gonna, all of that wonderfulness. And then after that, we gonna give the benediction and we up out of here tonight.
That's
So,
right.
this was a short
Um,
service. We thank you for your time. Thank you for coming in. We pray that you enjoyed Jesus.
Yes.
Listen, right? And we hope that you come back with us Thursday to enjoy him again for the second
Amen.
night. All right. So go ahead and tell the
I,
folks how to find you.
I led with I'm not gonna be before y'all long. I really meant I was not gonna be before y'all long. I am not long-winded whatsoever. But you can find me on Facebook under Nakori Joyce. I also have a baking page called Leela Sweet Treats. If you're in Michigan, I bake all type of treats. I have the capacity to bake for at least 600 plus people. There has yet been a dessert that I have not been able to bake. If you know anybody that knows me, ask them about my 7 up pound cake or my key lime pound cake or key lime pie. I was
Like, do
raised in
you
Mississippi,
ship?
so we bake.
Do you
I
ship?
do ship.
Okay, wonderful. We
I do
gotta have a
ship.
conversation. Okay, go ahead, continue.
Okay. Yes, I do ship. I'm on Instagram under Thunder Girl _02. I don't do any other social medias. I already know. I see it in Miss Coco's face. She's going to have a conversation with me about extending and being have people be able to reach me. I feel it all in my spirit and I see it on her face. That's about it. I am not at the current moment tied to any ministry, but I am willing to speak wherever God allows me to speak and gives me the assignment to speak. I always go to him first. If he say no, then that's the end of the story, and I'm not going back to ask again because I don't want to whooping from the Lord. Yeah, that's about it. I'm usually in the comments on this page. A lot of times I'm on Critical Conversations, chiming in with my sister LHG and her wonderful, amazing topics that she talks about in her girls' nights. I'm on her paparazzi page a lot of times giving advice on how to wear her amazing $5 jewelry. If y'all don't know about her page, please go over there and see her page because she has some amazing things over there. I'm pretty sure this is not the last time y'all gonna see me because the many of times that I have watched Miss Coco, she has a lot to say after somebody. Not too many people leave her speechless. So I see her wheels turning. So you're probably going to see me on here again and again. Along with, I am in the process of starting my own podcast, Moments of Clarity from one sister to the next.
Awesome.
So I'm in the process of doing that. I'm pushing fear to the side and I'm pressed with a purpose. So that's how you can find
Proud of
me.
you. I'm proud of you. I'm
Yay!
proud of
Thank you.
you. I don't know you, just
Yay!
meeting you, but I am proud of you.
I
Yes,
am
I love it.
so stoked as the folks like to say. I'm so super excited. So y'all have no idea. I am super elated, but like I said, I'm through. Yep.
Right.
I'm letting the people say what they want to say in the comment section
Mhm.
before we give the benediction. And we done. I'll tell y'all, if y'all miss it, the whole entire month of July, we doing virtual revival. If you miss it, it's on you.
Mhm.
Not my fault. Yes.
She gave y'all warning.
I don't want to say her name wrong, but I know her up here it says Manzi at the end. She says she's smiling from ear to ear. She enjoyed. I think it says Juquetta.
Thank you.
She said she came on to support you.
Awesome.
And then LaShawn Robinson said, awesome, Nakori, so proud of you. LSG said, I'm proud of my sis. Kenyatta got hearts all over the screen. Miss Betty Baker said, thank you. Simone over there ushering herself. And, so, we've had a wonderful night, y'all.
Yes, we did.
I promise you, you guys do not want to miss the line for the rest of the month. Go ahead.
One more thing. My sister that was in the comments, LSG, she has been pressing and pushing me to start this lap cloth line. We don't have lap cloths anymore in the ministry, and I used to make them for myself. So I am actually going to bring that back, lap cloths, and probably do a live on the necessity of us as women having lap cloths.
I need 4. So I'm gonna tell you up front, I need 4. I need one purple and black. Okay, and then I need a blue and a white. Okay, and then I need a white and a black together. Those are my colors. And then I need a gold and a white. So I gave you my order up front already. All right.
Okay, so that means I can't not do it now because now we got orders coming in. So lap cloths coming real soon, and the purpose of having lap cloths and kind of church etiquette, we're going to do that too. But the lap cloths are coming too.
Yeah.
Please do a purple and gold and a gold and black.
If y'all don't know nothing about the lap cloths, y'all gonna find out. I promise you.
Yes, because I don't have a purple and gold, and I don't have a gold and black, and I'm gonna need a cream and black. Okay. Okay.
LSG said plus size lap cloth.
I'm gonna make sure to cover all.
Listen, it's one size fits all. It's one size fit all laps. Okay, all right.
Oh my goodness.
And Vontrice Nicole says she enjoyed you as always. And so
thank you.
I'm telling y'all really do not want to miss the lineup for the rest of the month. Because I promise you, y'all thought tonight was something. Y'all wait till Thursday night. That's all I got to say. Make sure y'all here on time. Okay? Even though it's virtual, get your seats on time.
Get your seat.
Okay? Get your seat on time because I promise you don't want to miss what's going to happen. Tonight, I already knew. That's why I didn't hesitate. I won't better wait to let her say what she needs to say. We're going to bring the word and we gone. So I knew what was coming because I knew it was stirring. I felt that thing. So I'm super excited. And of course, like she said, she will be back. Yep.
Yes.
She's coming back. She need to be glad that I already got my lineup for the conference because I throw her up there. But just so I'm saying. But
we might have to squeeze her in to do a testimony.
Well, I don't know. She got a voice back. I might have to get her the same.
Hey.
So, we don't know. It might have to work out that way. So at the end of the day, y'all gotta understand. God know what he doing. He know how he want to do it. And we can't go over what he trying to do. So I'm telling y'all, be here Thursday night on time because you don't want to miss it. She gonna come say what she gotta say and she go too. So I'm trying to tell you now. They ain't gotta come up here and be up here for hours on end to give you what the Lord said and make a wonderful impact. Trust me.
That's right.
Okay. I love being in services that only lasted 20 minutes.
I know that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
I know that's right.
I come in and TKO and we gone. That's it. It was a TKO night tonight, and I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, without further ado, church announcements is come back on Thursday on time. On the 29th, y'all get ready for the prophetic conference. Preparation, labor, and delivery, 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
Don't
You
miss it.
understand? You don't want to miss it. I got 6 powerhouse speakers that night. Okay? All in the same night. So I promise you, you don't want to miss it.
Don't miss it.
Okay. And so every year gets better and better and better. So I'm super excited about who I got. Do I know what they finna come with? Don't ask me no questions. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, because I don't know. Whatever the Lord told them, that's what it's gonna be. I got a wonderful psalmist coming that night as well. And my wonderful MC ain't nobody other than LHG herself. So I'm excited about that night. And this is what I have chosen to do. Yes, I have a price on the conference, but I tell you what, for people that can't afford it, you let me know. I'm gonna send you the registration link anyway. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to miss it. All right. And then for those that do register, I'll give you a ticket for somebody else for free. You catch what I'm saying? So the ones that have already paid to register, I appreciate y'all so much. Let me know who y'all want to bring in for free so I can send you the link to give to them so they can register for the Zoom conference. All right. So I absolutely love y'all. I love y'all to life. I love y'all to live every day on purpose and make it count. We'll see y'all again Thursday night.
Good night.
Good night.